Hey there, this is just a quick demo to show you what the effects of a horizontal translation or vertical translation will have on the parent function if that parent function is the reciprocal function. So in the equation, which you can see over here on Desmos, the equation is in the form 1 over x minus p, where p is the horizontal translation, and q is the vertical translation up or down. So right now, I specifically want you to focus on what happens to the asymptotes. So the graph that you're seeing right now is the parent function for the reciprocal, whose y-axis represents the vertical asymptote and whose x-axis represents the horizontal asymptote. And we know that a horizontal asymptote has the equation in the form of y equals 0, so that's why it's the green line. And the purple line vertically has the equation x equals 0 because it's a vertical line. So I want you to specifically focus on, as P or Q shift, what that does to the asymptote. So let's just animate this for a second and stop it randomly here. So if I translated P 5.58 units to the right, and that's what happened over here, what happened to the vertical asymptote? So it's no longer on the y-axis because now there clearly is a y-intercept, which is right about here. Okay, so there's now a y-intercept, whereas before there wasn't. So what is this new vertical asymptote? And arguably it looks like, because the whole graph translated right 5.58 units, that I should be able to translate the asymptote let's try to get to 5.58. Well, that's about there. And yes, there you can see that it has been translated. So if you have a P value, anything in the bracket, it will translate your vertical asymptote that many units. So of course, if we default back over to the standard, P is 0, and bring back my 0 here. Okay, now let's translate it up and down. So we know that Q has that effect. So I'm just going to animate Q. There he goes down. Now he's coming back up. And so tell me when to stop. Let's stop there. So if we stop at 3.17, now we have an x-intercept right about here, which never happened before. We had no x-intercept in the rational function because we had an asymptote on the x-axis. So that green line now clearly has moved up. So I'm just going to translate it up, and bam, about there looks like the new horizontal asymptote. And just compare the equation of the asymptote, 3.1, to the Q value, also 3.1. And so clearly the Q, if you have a Q value, that will be your new horizontal asymptote. So P will be your new vertical asymptote, Q will be your new horizontal asymptote. And that is hopefully the quick explanation.